My name's Lee Gray. I'm the Wild Gourmet. In 1980, I left Beverly Hills, California, and came to the Northwest Oregon in search of the wild foods of the Northwest. Here in this cave, I spent the winter of 1982. 3.5 months, I foraged, I crabbed, I fished, I walked the forest, and I ate my breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here in this cave. I brought you here to share with you some of the bounties of what I've discovered in Oregon. In the following shows that come up for the next few weeks, you'll go out in the woods with me. We're going to go mushroom picking. We're going to be picking edible greens. We're going to be going to the beach and picking up crabs and clams and mussels and all kinds of wonderful edible things. I think you'll have a good time. So put on your rubber boots, grab a bucket and a knife, and let's go have some fun. Hi, welcome back to the Wild Gourmet Show. I'm your host, Lee Gray. In this week's show, we're going to go out and show you something new and exciting for spring to go out and pick. The sun's out shining and rain's starting to break up a little bit, so we can get out and start doing some picking. Today we're going to feature stinging nettles. Yes, that's right, stinging nettles. You heard me right, first time. I know most of you have probably been stung by them at one time in your life, or more than once, and it's been an experience you probably don't want to experience again, so you learn to stay out of them. But I'm going to teach you how to go out and pick them safely by using a pair of steel tongs like you get in a professional kitchen. Use your bucket. You don't even have to put on gloves. Gloves do help, but if you do it right, you won't even have to worry about that. And then we're going to take them to the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to cook them. There's a lot of wonderful recipes. Grab your buckets, your tongs, put on your rubber boots, and your kids, and let's go have some fun. Follow me. Well, here's one here. We're going to start with this. What you want to do is just grab it with your pair of tongs, kind of bend it sideways, and give it a little yank. And if you're lucky, you won't pull any of the roots out. I did there. So the best thing to do is to just you won't hurt you below the. For some reason, there's nothing below the ground line. So if you just grab and snap it to the side like that, you can actually break those off and discard the stems. And then put not your fern, but your stinging nettles right into your bucket, just like that. And that way you don't have to touch those nettles is real easy as long as you use a pair of tongs. Let me see if I can show you some of the little tiny hairs that are on there. If you look real close, in the sunshine there, you can see those little hairs sticking out. Those are the ones that sting you, and the bottom portion of this, and all along the stem you can see them. And they do have an enzyme that they've perfected in the laboratory and found out is exactly the same kind of enzyme that's in a bee sting. So if you get touched by these, that's why it itches so bad and burns just like a bee sting. And there's new research on it though for arthritis and MS sufferers that use bee stings to cure the MS and the aches and the pains of arthritis. And I've been being stung by them so many times that they don't even bother me. I mean, I can do that, I can feel that a little bit in the itches, but you know, it doesn't even hurt anymore. But it does help with arthritis. I notice when I'm eating these a lot and drinking nettle tea and picking a lot and getting stung once in a while that my arthritis in my hands goes away really major. It really helps a lot. So if you're don't mind getting stung so bad, you can try that and see if it gets rid of your arthritis for you. It's a little bit of an irritant at first, but you do get used to it. Like I said, you can see I'm not even welling up there at all, and I just brushed myself with those, and I did get stung a little bit. I felt it just very briefly. A couple of them stung me, but it really doesn't hurt. It doesn't itch at all right now. It already went away, and that's only because I built up an immunity to their sting, but they're helping me to get rid of my arthritis. Also, one good thing, healing power of the nettles is that I really appreciate them for too, because I'm really a bad sufferer for sinuses problems in the springtime. But if you go to naturopathic medicines and you look on the label, the very first ingredient you'll find will be nettles, stinging nettles. The very first ingredient on all naturopathic hay fever medicines. So that's another good thing they're good for. They're very high in iron, very high in vitamin C. They're considered to be a blood purifier. So if you have heart problems, you should probably drink about a quart to half a gallon a day. And I try to do at least 2 to 3 glasses to a quart of nettle tea every day. It's real easy to make the nettle tea. Just take it and boil it in hot water, or just blanch it in hot water and leave it in there and steep it for a while. And then you take the plants out afterwards, save the tea, refrigerate it, sweeten it if you want with a sweetener or with sugar or whatever you use, being that I'm diabetic, I just use a sweetener. But then you can take the plants out, siphon off the water, or strain off the water, and make the tea for yourself for health reasons, and then you have these to eat, and they're wonderful to cook with. I've been eating them all week, just since they started coming on about 2 weeks ago. So let's get back to picking and pick some more here. There's quite a few here in the bushes. I find that out here alongside the roadsides there's usually a lot. You want to be careful of places that aren't sprayed too often. This gets sprayed about once or twice in spring, but that's not until about May. So we're here in March, and we've had such a lot of water coming down this year, I'm not worried about any toxins in the area. They've all been washed away. But come May, I wouldn't pick up in here, because that's when they use, if they do spray, that's when they do it. I wish they'd learn not to do that. It kind of pollutes the water source and everything. But if you can get into a meadowy area where there's lots of water at and pretty damp spots, you'll start finding nettles, and down by creek bottom. So those are good places to pick. I did see some more over here. Yeah, there's quite a few around in here. They have this nice brownish tone on them a little bit. You can tell they're a little different. Oh, everything else has green or reds to it. This kind of has a little bit of a brownish tone to it, a little maybe reddish brown mixed in. But they're pretty easy to tell once you start noticing. Oh, there's one leaf. Just take the one little leaf there too. Starting to get a few here. Anyway, they make a nice addition to pastas and pasta dishes, and I use them in breads. They're real nice to use, like instead of any dish that you can use spinach in, you can use nettles as a replacement vegetable for it. Yeah, you can see you can just kind of zip right along pretty good with using these tongs, and you don't get stung at all. And a bucket's big enough get them into, you don't even have to worry about that. Just trying to touch yourself with them. But if you do get stung, it does help with your allergies, and it can also help with your arthritis if you're an arthritis sufferer. So you need to get out in springtime. They've been used for decades by the natives, and also the early pioneers used them for a oh, come on. Getting quite a few in there. You can see there's a lot growing in through here. All alongside the road here, there's just hundreds of them. Just growing everywhere along there. Look at that. Come on. Get my camera to work here. Yeah, you can see them all there. Just hundreds all through there. Look at all those. Lots. Once you get used to seeing what they look like, they're pretty easy to recognize once you know what they look like. Anyway, the pioneers used them as a blood purifier, because they actually do, like I said, if you drink about a quart a day or two, it purifies your blood. It washes all the toxins and all the fatty deposits out. So if you've got problems with your heart or whatever, it'd be really good for you and beneficial for your system to go ahead and have stinging nettle tea every day. I like to drink it because it gets rid of all my new arthritis things I'm starting to get, and getting old, so it kind of helps to take care of stuff. But not bad for what I've been doing. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and they've kept me going pretty well, so I think I'm okay. Anyway, I'm going to get back to picking some more here and be back with you in a few minutes. Thanks for joining us today.